And so at this time, we're honored to present a welcome from our host site, Mosaic Church, right here in the University District. Please welcome the pastor, the youth pastor from Mosaic at this time.
All right. What's up, Little Rock? I said, what's up, Little Rock?
What's happening?
Oh, man, this is a wonderful day. I'm so glad that you guys are here. We're so thankful for the MLK Commission and what they're trying to do with the right to vote and with young people. I want to tell you guys something. Being a youth pastor, our young people are the hope of the world. I said our young people are the hope of the world. So listen, on behalf of Mosaic Church, its staff, its pastors, and all its people, we want to welcome you to our campus, and we just ask in Jesus' name that you be blessed today. God bless this event, God bless the commission, and God bless our young people. God bless you, and welcome.
Pastor, if you could come back over, we've got something for you. All right, so we have something for Pastor Green from the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. Thank you so much for all the work that you all do here in the University District, and the outreach here is phenomenal.
Oh, amen. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and we're for Vining Village. Oh, thank you so much.
Oh, wow. Thank you. On board. Thank you. All right.
Pastor Green, thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. God bless you.
And once again, it's important for the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission to include the youth voice in all of their programs. Please give it up for lead participant, Fallon Bronson.
The Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is a division of the Arkansas Department of Education. There are so many advantages to the partnership in the community, especially in the area of community awareness. As a state agency organized to teach Arkansans about the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the Commission will observe two historic events in Dr. King's honor today: the Poor People's Campaign of 1968 and the 55th anniversary of Voting Rights Act of 1965. It is our goal today to get you pumped up and as excited as we are to prepare you to enter voting season. In memory of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and so many others, we want to encourage you to get out to vote. Also, in observance of the Poor People's Campaign of 1968, led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we have partnered with several organizations, including Mosaic Church and Vining Village, to provide community outreach. We'd also like to thank the Arkansas Division of Workforces for hosting our drive-through job fair. If you're here and in need of food services or a job, please connect with these organizations today. You can vote from October 19th until November 3rd, Election Day. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Everybody can be great because everybody can serve." The King Commission highlights access service at all programs. If you are not registered to vote, get registered. You can even register here today. If you're not active, get active. It is our time, it is our choice. All elections matter, and so does your voice. Get out to vote.
Miss Terry Hollingsworth is a history maker. The Honorable Terry Hollingsworth was elected to a 4-year term as the Circuit and County Clerk of Pulaski County. Ms. Hollingsworth is the first African-American woman elected to a Pulaski County-wide position. The Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is once again pleased to welcome history maker, the Honorable Terry Hollingsworth.
Hey, come out that way. Well, what a great day to be out here. How's everybody? All right. I want to thank DuShun Scarbrough and his team for inviting me to be a part of this particular celebration of the Voting Rights Act. I also want to ask, who out there is registered to vote? All right. It's important that we vote. We always say that every election is it. This is real. You got to vote. It's for your life. This one is really it, because the way I feel, and I'm sure you feel this way, they are trying to take away our rights, and the more we register people, the more they want to fight back. So I just want you to make sure that you get out there and get registered. It's very important for the young people to be a part of this democracy and to make sure that we all vote. Right now, office is getting out about 17,000 absentee ballots. It's important that you plan your vote. We have 3 ways to vote in Arkansas: absentee ballot, early voting, and on election day. Make sure you plan your vote. Be prepared. The lines may look long because of social distancing, but please make sure you get out there, take your chair, pack your sandwich, take some water. Just be ready to make sure you go and exercise your vote. It's very important that we do that. So I just want to say have a great day, and we're going to make sure we keep registered people. All right?
Our voice counts. Everybody's counts. Your voice counts. My voice counts. Our voice counts. Everybody counts. Your voice counts. My voice counts. Our voice counts. Everybody counts. Say it. Your voice counts. Hey. Your voice counts. Hey. Our voice counts. Hey. You know it. All right. All right, that's right. Everybody's voice counts in this next election and every election. All elections matter. We'd like to give you a little information. When you get a chance, please like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to see photos and videos from today's program. All right, and so when you have a chance also, don't forget to log on to voterview.org to check your precinct and to check and make sure that you're registered to vote. That's going to be important. And just like Ms. Hollingsworth said, you want to be prepared. You want to start checking your status now. Next Saturday is October 3rd. We'll have another program at our home base, the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, with Ms. Vivica Fox. And so that is the last weekend to get registered to vote. And so time is short. We're almost into October. October 5th is the last day to get registered to vote. So you have about 1 week. The clock is ticking, so plan accordingly. All right. It's important for the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission to form partnerships with our law enforcement agencies to improve relationships with the community. And we are so honored today to have Chief Keith Humphrey, who is going to join us at this time. Let's give him a hand.
What's up, Little Rock? Hey. What's up? Can y'all hear me? Yes, sir. Okay. All right, can y'all hear me? All right. What's up, Little Rock? I can't hear you. What's up, Little Rock? Okay. Okay, program. What's up? I can't hear you. All right. All right. Hey, listen, I want to talk about what voting means to me. For you young people who are out here, you've seen the movie Selma, and you see how the great legends of African American legends, the abuse they took just to have the right to vote. And for no other reason, to honor them, you need to vote. There's a movie that I'd like for y'all to watch. It's called Miss Jane Pittman. If you all haven't seen Miss Jane Pittman, you need to watch it. For you all. You need to watch it. Go to Netflix, go whatever, but you need to watch it. Let me tell you this. I wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for the city of Little Rock voting for Frank Scott Jr. I wouldn't be here. Because he made the decision to hire his first hire was a police chief. And if you don't think your vote is important, ask Mayor Scott. If you don't think your vote is important, ask individuals who win sometimes by one single vote. That if people would have got out and voted, things would be different. So what I tell individuals is, if you can't complain if you don't vote. You can't talk about what anybody's doing, any politician's doing, if you don't vote. People have died for us to vote. People have been maimed for us to vote. People have lost their homes. They've lost so much to have the right to vote. And I told my girls, the minute you turn 18, you're gonna register to vote. There's no discussion about it, it's gonna happen. And my girls, my youngest girl was so excited that the first time she was able to vote was in a local election. And she was so excited. And let me tell you something, if you instill that in your kids, because it does, a vote means you matter. When you don't vote, you are minimizing your effect to make change. So all I ask you all to do is vote. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what your political party is. Vote, and especially to my African American brothers and sisters. Y'all know better. Y'all know better. Y'all know the pain. Just watch the movie. My frat brother John Lewis. His skull was fractured just so people could vote. So it would be a dishonor to him and all the other Greek men and women who went through that. All I'm asking y'all to do is get out and vote. Take just a short, if you don't want to go on election day, go early vote, but vote. All right, Little Rock, let's go.
Thank you so much, Chief Keith Humphrey, the Little Rock Police Department. Again, it is important for the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission to work with law enforcement agencies throughout the state to build relationships. The commission has hosted several programs with law enforcement agencies, including Pulaski County Sheriff's Office, the Little Rock Police Department, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations to provide community programs. Pulaski County Sheriff Eric Higgins is a history maker. He came into the office as the first African-American sheriff in the county's history. Please welcome Sheriff Eric Higgins.
Good morning. How's everybody doing? You know, we're here talking about voting. And I'm here to tell you that I wouldn't be in this position if people did not come out and vote. It is so important. You know, I want to tell you something. If you look at the history, if you look at this country, you know, we are less than 300 years old. Right around 300 years. We're the oldest continual democracy. It hasn't been that long. And if you think about the things that people have done to fight so you have a right to vote, to march so you have a right to vote, there are people that you elect who make decisions. It's not just about going out and marching. It's not just about protesting. Those things are important. But somebody votes and makes a decision. Your legislators, your city board members, your quorum court members, it all matters. We have several elections going on right now. You look at what's going to happen. Our school district. Now we know that we've been waiting a long time to have control of the Little Rock School District again. And we have an opportunity to get out and vote and make a difference. Your vote counts. I'm here to tell you, I would not be here in this position as Pulaski County Sheriff if it wasn't for the men and women who got out and vote. You know, there are signs, you can put signs out. I had someone tell me when I was running, I'd never run for public office before. And I saw signs out of my opponent, and someone told me, signs do not vote. Exactly. People vote. Yeah. It is because of people getting out and voting that you made history here in Pulaski County. You elected Terry Hollingsworth, Pulaski County Clerk, first African-American clerk in Pulaski County. It's because of your vote. You can make history again. Maybe your first time voting. Vote. Vote every chance you get. Don't take this democracy for granted. Our democracy is under attack. You need to get out and vote. I want to thank you for voting. Those who voted for me, thank you. Those who went out and voted, voted and did not vote for me, it's voting. That's what's important. Get out and vote. Educate yourself and vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sheriff Higgins. Thanks again for supporting the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. Hey, there is free food all around you. We have 2 food trucks, so we want you to take advantage of all that we have here. If you're here and you're looking for a job, we have the Arkansas Division of Workforce Services hosting our drive-through job fair, so we want you to take advantage of everything that we have. We have the clerk's office here. If you need to register to vote, we can get you taken care of. And so throughout the program, we also want to walk through history. The 1960s witnessed a revolution in voting rights in Arkansas. In 1965, Arkansas abolished the poll tax as a requirement for voting and introduced a permanent personal voter registration system. This required a free, one-off registration to vote that in most cases lasted a lifetime. Qualifying to vote became much easier, and the number of African American voters in Arkansas rose rapidly. Again, it is always our goal to highlight youth involvement and the arts. I'd like to present a group of diverse individuals who have traveled and performed in state and across the country, sharing unity, informative, and love messages through song and theater to inspire the masses. They vary from young to elders and all in between. They derive from the vision of their own founder and artistic director, actor, recording artist, Mr. Stephen One Young. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Artists United, production of We Have to Change, Vote.
After I leave here, I'm going to the office to make sure I help get some of those ballots out. So it's just really important that people plan their voting. Make sure if they want to do absentee voting, they should do it. If they want to go early vote, they should do it. And if they're going to go on election day, they should do it. But make sure you plan and make sure you're ready and prepared for any longer lines or anything like that. And we will have social distancing at those particular polling sites.
We really have a beautiful world with all this going on. We need to make the change. We need to vote. Voting is powerful. Vote every time there's an election. Vote, vote, vote. We have to change. We have to change. We have to change. Looking out on the world today. Looking out on the world today. It makes me feel so uninspired. Makes me feel so uninspired. What can we do to change this world? What can we do to change this world? We gotta make this change. We gotta make this change. I'm no longer down. I'm no longer down. I know there's a way. It takes each of us to make a change. One person to another. One person to another. We cannot sit back and do a shame. We gotta stand up and make this change. We have to change. We have to change. We have to change the world.
One more time for Artists United. All right, we need you guys to help us out. We got another chant.
We want y'all to help and join in with us as we say this chant. So don't sit there and look at us. Join with us.
It look like we got some more people out here, so I think we're gonna get some volume.
I think we got some volume this time.
The first time we was a little test drive, but I think we're gonna get it right this time.
Come on, y'all. We ready?
Hold on, Missy! Hey!
Hey! Hey! Hey! Catch the beat. No justice. No voting.
Hey!
No voting. No voice.
What?
No voting. No justice. No voting.
No voice, everybody!
No voting. No justice. No voting. There's no voice.
Where y'all at?
No voting. No justice.
Y'all gonna make me come down
No
here?
voting. No voice. Come on, y'all people. Voting. No justice. No voice. No voting. No justice. No voting. No voice. No voting. No justice. No voting. No voice. Hey! 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 Say it! No vote. No justice. No voting. No voice. No voting. No justice. No voting. No voice. No voting. No justice. No voting. No voice. No voting. No justice. No voting. We have no voice.
Everywhere I go, the people from coast to coast, when they hear I'm from Louisiana, they want to know about the Zydeco. Everywhere I go, people from coast to coast, when they hear I'm from Louisiana, they want to know about the Zydeco. They want to know, they want to know about the Zydeco. They want to know, they want to know about the Zydeco. So that's when I tell them, if you're ever in the dirty South, come to Louisiana and learn about the Zydeco. So that's when I tell them, if you're ever in the dirty South, come to Louisiana and learn about the Zydeco. Here we go. Here we go. Southern soul meets Zydeco. Here we go. Here we go. Southern soul meets Zydeco. Here we go. Here we go. Southern soul meets Zydeco. Here we go. Here we go. Southern soul meets Zydeco. Everywhere I go, the people from coast to coast, when they hear I'm from the dirty South, they wanna know what it's all about. Everywhere I go, the people from coast to coast, when they hear I'm from the dirty South, they wanna know what it's all about. They wanna know, they wanna know about the Zydeco. They wanna know, they wanna know about the Zydeco. Y'all about ready to learn this thing? Southern Soul meets Zydeco. So get to the dance floor, young and old. GK Soul about to show you how it go. Y'all ready? Right, left, right, left, bounce, kick, right, left, right, left, crazy. We are both thoughts, so we are both crazy. Flexing always on my agenda. Your whole team rats, your CEO is Malcolm Splinter. Hope to hit the ground and turn that girl into a member. Now my whole team flexing. I think we got a winner. People want to dap it up, but they can't get none from it. I went to jail and snap it up, at least I had bum money. People want to rock around me, trying to steal my lingo. Just make sure when you talk about me, you say you're doing this thing, though. Yeah. Hit the quad, hit the quad, hit the quad, hit the quad. I said get down low and swing your arm. I said get down low and hit the quad. I'm finna show you how to hit the quad, hit the quad, hit the quad, hit the quad. I said get down low and swing your arm. I said get down low and hit the quad.
Chocolate over here, I think she got it going on. Thank y'all so much. Y'all awesome. I think everybody's involved now. Thank you. Now we're going to go back on with the show and Miss Tiffany, all right?
Yeah. They had to dance contest.
I had to go wake up. Jesus. Y'all energized?
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so if you're 18 and over, and you are not registered to vote, we want you to get registered to vote today. Okay, that's right, today. We have people here who can answer your questions. If you would like to partner with Ms. Terry Hollingsworth about hosting maybe a virtual voter registration drive or any information about voting, please connect with her today before you leave. We don't want to lose that passion that they had in 1965 for voting. Well, let me tell you about the group behind me, Anderson's Taekwondo. Anderson's Taekwondo's Center Camp Positive is a nonprofit organization which runs a high-profile program. They offer a program to inner-city youth and their families which strengthens them through moral standards. They emphasize the motto, go to church on Sunday, practice free on Monday. Chief Master Richard E. Anderson is a history maker. He is the highest ranking African-American Chief Master out of almost 400,000 members of the American Taekwondo Association. He is truly the pulse behind Camp Positive. Chief Master Anderson has dedicated his life to helping inner-city youth. At this time, please welcome Chief Master Richard Anderson and Camp Positive.
All right.
Just say no. Don't use drugs. 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 Just say no. 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 Don't use drugs. 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 Come on. Turn up. Good. Sit down, students. Stand up, students. Yes, sir. That's our discipline. Give them a hand. Somebody clap for them. My school is a real simple school. We don't try to do something fancy and this and that. All we try to do is go back to what reality is when your mama trained y'all.
When y'all granny trained y'all, you had to say yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, ma'am, yes, sir, as a matter of respect. Turn up. Sir. Hey.
ATC.
Take one step forward, please.
Yes, sir. One, sir.
Take one step back, please.
Yes, sir. One, sir.
Front row.
Yes, sir.
Front row.
Yes, sir.
Take a step forward, please.
Yes, sir. One, sir.
Good. Second row. Second row.
Yes, sir.
Take a step forward, please. Outstanding. Third row.
Yes, sir.
Take a step forward, please.
Yes, sir. One, sir.
What we do at our school, we try to teach the very basic principles. Just little bitty things. I will be a good person with knowledge in my mind, honesty in my heart, strength in my body, make some good friends, and become an awesome black belt and community leader, sir. Students!
Sir!
Sir! Come on!
Sir! ATC!
ATCO, CJ!
Sir! I'll be the best with knowledge in my mind, honesty in my heart, strength in my body, and good friends with an awesome black belt and community, sir.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we as the people just learned that. But we got to go to school, don't we?
Yes, sir.
We need to learn something about school. So we learn how to say our ABCs. Y'all know your ABCs?
Yes, sir.
CJ.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z.
I know what you're saying. They old enough to know their ABCs. I learned my ABCs when I was 2. Check this out and do it with them if you can. Say them backwards, students. CJ.
Sir, C, Y, X, W, V, U, T, S, R, Q, B, O, N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, E, B, C, B, A.
Give them a hand. Outstanding now. Come on. Somebody clap. These are our babies. These are our children. These are the children that they be putting in jail 2 years, 4 years, 6 years from now if they don't have this training. They need the training. They need to know about their rights. First Amendment.
Freedom of speech, sir.
Second Amendment.
Right to bear arms, sir.
Third Amendment.
No military homes at war time, sir.
Fourth Amendment.
No reason such, sir.
Please let me hear the Fifth Amendment.
Right to marry, sir. Not criminal itself, sir.
And let's go to that almighty 13th Amendment.
Emancipation, all slaves free, sir.
Check it out.
Sir.
Come on.
Sir. ATC.
Y'all love the Lord?
Yes, sir.
Oh, we stopped teaching about God. You go to school, you can't pray. You go to school, they don't want you praying. Break down biblical scripture, see Jack.
Sir, Ecclesiastes 12:1. Remember now, God said, in the days thy youth, all evil days come not. The Lord is drawn not. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, sir.
Orange bell scripture, see Jack.
Sir,
Ephesians 6:1 and 2. Children, obey your parents in love, for this is right. Honor thy father and thy mother, was first commandment with common serve.
Let's go to Camel Bell, that's my favorite, see Jack.
sir, Psalms 1 and 3.
Plant a tree, planted by the rivers of water, that bring forth his fruit this season. His leaves also shall not wither, whatsoever he doeth. All right, give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. That's my God clap. Promised God a long time ago, I'll keep him in my program. We done had some hard times. A lot of stuff come against us. But he said, Richard, just stand. Just stand. Stand for me and I'll stand for you. Look at my students. Look at my students. She gave me a chief master. That's great. That's an 8th degree black belt. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a 9th degree black belt. I'm a grand master. I am the highest rank you can get in martial arts. Come on. Miss Wright, if you would move my white belts off, please, that way. Thank you, white belts. Everybody, white belts. White belts. Look at them white belts. They hate the leaves of sage. Give them a hand. Go, white belts, go. Go, white belts, go. Everybody else move up. Because I don't want people to think, well, they can recite this, they can recite that, but they can't fight. Ooh, Jesus. Front row, take a step forward, please.
Yes, sir. One, sir.
Good. Straight line.
Straight line, sir.
Straight line.
Straight line, sir.
So make me a second row.
Yes, sir.
Check it out.
Sir.
Come here. just a basic something. The bully, you know the bully's all out there. Well, we're bully proof. And ready?
Ready!
Get back, bully!
Get back, bully!
Leave me alone!
Leave me alone!
Double step back, don't fall off the stage, and key up. And borrow. And move forward. Right bell, one step number 2.
Right bell, one step number 2, sir.
And ready?
Ready!
I said, bully.
I said, bully.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone.
And cross your left arm, step back in your up, key out. And borrow. Move back up, please. Hurry up, clap your hands. Move back up to the front line.
Yes, sir.
Move up to the white line.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. And white belt, one step number 3.
Right bell, one step number 3, sir.
Chungi.
Sir.
And cross your left arm, step back and say, I said, bully.
I said, bully.
Get back, Jack.
Get back, Jack.
And cross the left arm, double step back, your key out. And borrow. And teddy up.
Sir.
Connect.
College bell, sir. ACC.
Chungi, you in the fight. I want white belt, one step number 1, white belt, one step number 2, white belt, one step number 3. Chungi.
Sir.
Work it now, work it. You in the fight. See, Jack.
Sir. Right. Get back, bully. Leave me alone. Get out.
Go. Too slow. Get it.
I said, bully, get it. Jack. Get out.
And borrow. Teddy up. Connect.
ACC.
Good, everybody off the stage. So for my brown belt, stand up.
Yes, sir.
You stay on the stage, you move back, sir. Off the stage, guys.
Yes, sir.
Everybody else move forward.
Yes, sir.
And teddy up.
Sir.
Connect.
College bell, sir. ACC.
Good job. And I need Carlos, you move back. And move back. And Chumia.
Sir.
White belt form, then orange belt form. And see Jack.
Sir. Ready. Stand up. High block. And first one. And front kick. And low block.
These are a series of movements systematically put together to look like a series
Side kick.
fight or death.
Punch. Wrist sides.
They're fighting 2 guys, one in front and one in back.
Step lines. Punch. Make back.
Harder, faster. Harder, guys, yeah.
Yeah. Knife hand strike. Step lines. Punch.
And barrow.
Sir.
Very good. Orange belt form and see Jack.
Sir.
Come on, hard.
Squash.
Now they're fighting 5 guys.
Turn the foot.
Round kick, down, and good block, blocking, and block, punch, and look at him, get nasty with it, and hit him, there you go. You gotta hurt him, kids, gotta hurt him. Come on, kids, gotta hurt him, come on, Carlos, get it.
18.
Come on, man, come on, Carlos, 17 low, 18 high, turn.
21. 22. Respect 23.
And Barrow, and Chariot, and Kunay.
College bell, sir. ATC.
Very good. You guys move back for me. I hope we got time. I'm not taking too much of your time, and I really don't mean to bore you, but we're gonna break some boards for you real quick. Yes, come on. Little Joyce, come on, baby. Come on, this thing for me. I hope I get enough time to show y'all how to take a gun away from somebody. I really want to show you that, but I might not get a chance to. But we're gonna try it. Where you at, baby? Come on, take your time.
All right, y'all, put it down. He missed that. Did y'all see that?
So that, sir. Come on, ma'am. Over here. This is Zaya McCormick Bay. She's gonna break with an elbow strike and a number 3 side kick. This is 1-inch board. It represents the small bones in the body. So this means she could break your rib bone, collarbone, finger bone, all those small bones. You ready, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right, no ice cream for you if you don't break it. Elbow strike, then side kick. Turn it up!
Sir.
Come here!
College bell, sir. ATC.
Show them how bad you are.
Sir. Come on, baby.
Strong, fast, one time. Bam! Side kick in the middle. Oh, that's my hand, that's my hand. Side kick in the middle. Good job. Y'all give me a hand. Put that over there. Zayek, you up? Yes, sir. Zayek gonna do a side kick? Sir. Zayek's gonna break 2 boards. That represent, Come on. Two boards together represent the large bones in the body. Chest bone, legs bones, backbone. You can break anything on the dude. You can break this. Help him hold. Ma'am, come help him hold. Get on the side of it, ma'am. You gonna break him? Yes, sir. Break him. Elbow straight, then side.
Come on, baby.
Bow to the other.
Sir.
Come in.
College bound, sir. ATC.
No ice cream if you can't break.
Yes. Come on with it.
Get it with the elbow. There. Okay.
It's all right.
Hit it again. Gotta hold it, guys.
Yes, sir.
There. Good.
Yes.
Side kick. Come on.
Yes.
There we go. Here. Good.
Come on with it.
Here. Good job.
Good job.
All right. Zach, come over and hold. We're going to bring up Mr. Robert Collier.
Sir.
Mr. Robert Collier going to do a number 1 or a number 3 side kick, but we're not going to do 1 board. We're not going to do 2 boards. We're not even going to do 3 boards. We're going to set him up. He doesn't know this. We're going to do 4 boards.
Come on, Robert! Come on, Robert! You can do it! Come on, Robert, you can do it.
Chedia!
Sir.
Hey!
College bound, sir. ATC.
Break, sir.
Sir.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Come on, Robert.
Get out yourself.
Come on, Robert.
Yeah.
Get out yourself.
Yeah.
Get here.
Come on, Robert. You can do it.
Yeah.
Come on, Robert.
Let your toes.
Come on, Robert.
Get out yourself. One more time.
Come on, Robert. You can do it.
Yeah.
Good here. We'll go with 3.
That's all right. Come on, you can do it. Come on, nephew.
Yeah.
Put that over there. Give him another hand, ladies and gentlemen. That's real stuff down there. And don't nobody come get these pieces and try to break it. If you want to do it, come to me. I'll show you how it's done, and then you'll be all right. Don't want you going home hurt. Carlos, hombre. Carlos! Step over here, sir. Go over there, sir.
Sir.
Carlos, come here. Come here, Carlos. Carlos, the other day he was walking and this guy was beating up this girl, and he saved the little girl's life. So give him a hand, give him a hand. He's a hero. Even though that's kind of make-believe, we're going to do it for real today, okay? Here you go. You over here, Robert, you're beating her up. Come over here. Yes, sir. Come over here, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Get beat up.
Yes, sir.
Get up, beat up. Throw her down. Throw her down. Hombre! Get up, get up, get up, get up. Hombre! Come on, man. Help her up. Okay, so hombre now got to defend the lady. And go. Kill, 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 kill. And kill. And kill. Good job. And let's see it one more time because that was kind of fast. And go. Don't forget the elbow strike. 1, 2, 3, 4. And kick. And there you go. Good job. On your feet.
Sir.
Good. And face this way to the other. Come down.
College bound, sir. ATC.
Good. Move back. Zaya, come forward. Hey guys, y'all see Robert throw her down kind of hard? Y'all saw that? Maybe she need to get even. What y'all think? Come on, the ladies raising your hands. Can you get even?
Yes, sir.
Go get even.
Yes, sir.
All right. Don't y'all try this at home. Ladies, don't go home and beat up your husbands and stuff. You ready? Face this way.
Sir.
Turn it up.
Sir.
Come on.
Sir, no, sir. ATC.
Face each other.
Sir.
Turn it up.
Sir.
Come on.
Sir, no, sir. ATC.
All this trouble in the land. And step back and yell, Kia! And get her, man. Beat her up, beat her up. Pop and car. And pop. That's it. Ooh, I heard that. Y'all hear that thump? Pop, pop, pop. And pop. Good. And whop. There you go. She kicked him in the face afterward. And she walking away. And turn. Whop. And whop. Whop. And sweep. And stomp. 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 There you go. Good. Step away. He's trying to get up again. We got her. Oh, we kind of snuck behind her. And bam. And stomp. Where's some peaches? Pop. Yeah, right in the peaches. And on your feet. All right. Give her a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Students, come back on stage. Hurry up. Hurry, too slow.
1, 2.
Give my students another hand, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Grandmaster Richard Anderson, 9th grade black belt, the highest ranking African American out of 450,000 students. I'm here for you, this community. I've been here for 38 years. We done trained over 3,000 students. Only 5 of them has ended up in the penal system. We're doing something right. We work with our kids. Turn up! Come on! ATC-OCJ! Teach your children this. If you steal, you become A. If you lie, you become A. If you steal, you become A. Do you want to be a low-down dirty dog? Are you going to cheat? You going to steal? You going to lie? What do you say to drugs? Cigarette smoking? Drinking beer and wine? Sagging your pants? Talking back to mom and dad? Talking back to your teachers? Fighting on the playground? Germ and chocolate cake. Yum, guys. Master Anderson loves German chocolate cake. Cheer up! Come on! Students, understand this. If you're not finding that love at home, you're not finding it where you need to find it, don't get angry. Because all your instructors, especially me, we love you to the max. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Good. Front row off. One more hand. Thank y'all so much. Second row. Robert, you guys get the boards?
Yes, sir.
Get the boards. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. Anderson's Taekwondo Center. Everybody should have a cash app in your hand. If we touch your heart in some kind of way, we have a program, go to church on Sunday, practice free on Monday. We're at Moody Chapel AME Church in the Life Center. Please send us some money so we can keep going. This pandemic thing, it stops a lot of people from coming out. So please, help us out. Or you can walk over there to those orange buckets and drop some money in the bucket. Put 100 in there. Woo-wee. Thank you. Oh, shoot. I got you. Robert!
Sir! Sir!
She said I forgot to show y'all how to take a gun away from somebody. So, ladies, watch. Everybody watch. Okay. Come over here, Robert.
Yes, sir!
Everybody watching? Okay, come up with the gun.
Yes, sir.
First of all, if somebody hold a gun on you and they want your tennis shoes, give him your tennis shoes. If you want your jacket, give him your jacket. You want your pants, take your pants and drawers off, give it to him. You're still alive. But if this guy's gonna pull that trigger, I'd rather be me than you. Simple as that, but I'm gonna show you. My hands is up, cause I'm trying to plead. I don't want this to happen. I don't want to die. I got 15 kids and 8 wives, so I don't want to die. I got child support. Brother, I don't want to die. But if I have to move, I'm going to move my body this way as I move his hand that way. So that's simultaneous, the same move. But I'm going to do a wrist lock in the same token. Watch again, real slow. Tie, wrist lock, turn, down, boom. Fast, and that's one. Hold it right here. Yes, sir. And I can take the gun this way. Anybody ever held a real gun before? No, it's pretty heavy. If your finger get caught up in that trigger, that hurts. I'm pointing it at him. Twist it. Take him down. Okay. Yes, sir. Real fast with that one. Yes, sir. Sir, come here. That was wrong, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, thank you once again, Chief Master Richard Anderson and Camp Positive. Let's give them another round of applause. Thank you. At this time, the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is pleased to welcome Pastor Byron Calhoun, St. John Baptist Church of Lone Oak.
Thank you so much. We can check this off on here. Yeah, sure.
Come on, not know we're outside, but can we still give God a big hand clap of praise?
Oh, yeah!
I think some of y'all thought you had to be in church to give him praise. Can we make Little Rock ring out? Can we give God a big hand clap of praise? Listen, I only have about 5 minutes, but first of all, let me say a great God bless you, and a thank you to DuShun Scarbrough and his staff, first, I believe it's black female, Pulaski County Clerk Terry Hollingsworth, and to our sheriff that's here. Can y'all clap our sheriff? Listen, my task is easy, just to discuss a few facts on that of voting. And I'm so glad I bring you greetings from St. John Baptist Church, even all the way from Lone Oak. St. John, make some noise, there's a few of us out here. And to my wife and to my kids. Listen, it was on August the 28th, 1963, when it was the March on Washington for Jobs and Freedom, also known as the March on Washington. That great march was held on that Wednesday, on that hot day, and the purpose of the march was to advocate for the civil and economic rights of African Americans. Listen, it is an honor to be able to vote, to be able to cast our vote, because of so many who have went on and paved the way before us to vote. There's too many people got sprayed with water hoses for you not to vote. There's too many people sick dogs on black people for you not to vote. And so that's why we hold our fists high in the air, not saying that nobody else matters, but to say Black Lives Matter also, and we believe in equal treatment. Understand, it will be that you will see in Ezra 10 and 4 that will say, for this matter, it is your responsibility, but we will be with you. Be courageous and act. Do not let anybody take your voice from the vote. Do not let anybody deter you from the vote. And if you're somebody that's not going to vote, shut up and stop hating on people that's going to vote. You will see here in 1 Timothy 2, 1 and 2, it says, first of all, then I urge that supplications, prayers, intercessions, and thanksgiving be made for all people, for kings and all who are in high positions, that we may lead a peaceful and a quiet life, godly and dignified in every way. Understand, politics are needed in this world. People are needed in this world to make sure that the country is ran right, but it is up to you and I to make sure that the right people are in place, so that you don't have a wicked king like Pharaoh, that will be in place to make sure that we're not doing what we're supposed to do. Understand, you'll see this in Romans 13 and 1 that says, let everyone be subject to the governing authorities. For there is no authority except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. You vote because you have a right to, but not just a right through the country, but God has given you this right. And so when you look at the makeup of our judicial system, you will see 9 justices. This is why it's so important for you to vote, because out of these 9 justices, all of them are put in place by the president, is confirmed by the Senate, and they hold their offices for a lifetime. So here it is, young people. I need to talk to you for a little while, that even though you may not be 18 yet, make sure you vote. Because here it is, when you turn 18, make sure you vote. Because your vote today can affect the next generation later on. If these people hold an office for a lifetime, and it's up to the president to put them in place, if he has a racist personality, then I'm pretty sure that the people he put in place will also have, I think I'm too think I'm a little too curved. So we have to make sure that we rock the vote so that we put the right people in place. If we're going to complain about how we get treated in court because people like this nut that just got up and didn't find any charges for Breonna Taylor's killer, if we're going to make sure that we complain about them and not vote, then you're just as guilty as them. And this is the makeup. So the Supreme Court Justice, there's 9 of them. They have decision making in cases that they choose to hear, deciding that a case itself, or determining the court's opinion. And so that means if they want to hear your case, it is predicated on who you put in place. Here it is, three branches of government, and I'm going. It's easy. This is stuff we learn in elementary, in junior high. You have the legislative, you have the executive, and you have the judicial. I'll say that again, 3 branches of government. You have the legislative, you have the executive, and you have the judicial. You also have a president. But the reason we're not deterred by this is because I'm reminded of 3 other entities. And that is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. They're all governed by Jesus Christ, the Son. You understand, just like Martin Luther King and others made a sacrifice, we do not give them more attention than we give the man that paid the ultimate sacrifice. I wish I had time. I wish it was a Sunday morning, because right through here, I would have told some of y'all that it was one Friday when they took him on the cross. It's the wrong crowd. It's the wrong crowd. I would have told y'all that he stayed there all Friday night. I would have told y'all that he stayed there all Saturday. But here's the good news, and just like us black people that will rise again, it was that third day morning he got up with all power in his hand. I dare you to look at your neighbor. I know you can't touch him, but if you got hand sanitizer, squeeze some hand sanitizer in your hand, give your neighbor a hand sanitizer handshake, and tell your neighbor, say, I will live again. I dare you to look at your neighbor and say, we will rise again. Don't count me out, because I'm on my way up. Thank God. Thank God for a right to vote. Thank God for a right to vote. I thank God for Judge Gray. I thank God for Terry Hollingsworth. Here are your important dates. October 5th is the last day to register to vote for the general election. You have got to make sure that you are registered to vote. October the 19th, early voting begins. This is what we need to know, people. In early voting, we have to make sure that our people are comfortable. I challenge every pastor to crank your church van up and let's get people to the polls. I challenge you that if you have chairs and tents, to make sure that you go comfortable. This ain't the time to get your hair done, because if it rains, we still need your vote. This ain't the time for you to show up sexy in your high heels, because we still need you to stand there if the line gets too long. Because too many people paved the way. And if people had to get sprayed by water hoses over 30 years ago, I'm sure you could take some more. And if New Edition was here, they would have said, can you? My time is up. Thank you. You've been a wonderful crowd. We'll see you next season. Understand, October 27th, the last day to request an absentee ballot. October the 30th is the last day to transfer registration from one county to another. You have got to make sure that you are registered in the county you're in. So all y'all that's been posting on Facebook that God blessed me with a new house, but you ain't changed your address, you may have conflict when it's time for you to go vote. November the 2nd, early voting ends. November the 3rd is the day we vote this, no, I can't say that here, but November September the 3rd is election day. And so if you don't vote, shut up.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
All right. I'm good. All right, so we want you to get registered to vote, and please take an opportunity to visit all of our vendors while you're here. We have free food. We have free food box giveaways by Vine and Village, our partners. We'd like to thank them, and we'd like to thank you for coming. And at this time, we have a presentation from the new Coalition of Arkansas. Let's give them a round of applause as they come.
Hi, my name is Laura Brunson, and this is Kendrell Collins, and we co-founded an organization called New Arkansas Coalition, and we are a nonpartisan group that wants to create a more accountable, a more equitable, and more just Arkansas. So Kendrell is going to tell you about a virtual town hall series that we have been doing and that we have upcoming.
So we have been doing a series of virtual events online on Facebook. Each one has been on a particular aspect of our community. We've been talking about the education system. Right now we're talking about voter education. This upcoming Tuesday at 7 o'clock from 7 to 8. If you want to log on Facebook and join us in a conversation, we have a series of panelists. If you also want to learn some more, we'll be over there at the white table by the white Cadillac, and you can talk to us. Thank you.
Cause I'm all white, man. Hey, Mr. White down here. But all drinks on me, white man. Fresh kicks, fresh white, tall teeth, fresh NFL hat, fresh bows with the crease, white man. Wanna hit me with the heat, real recognize, real, don't speak, white man. Chicken laden, I've been rolling about a week. You can tell I got cake by the diamonds in my teeth, white man. Black shades, so you know when rolling, they ain't check me at the door, so ain't no telling what I'm holding. White bad, they gon' bust it wide open. Flashing in the gray, but I'm in, they approaching. White small, tall figures, y'all crawl, we gon' get and dog. White y'all call, put my all killer, get your issue, and whoever fall with it.
Who's in charge of the girls? 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 I'm in charge of the girls. Clock the hair, clock the mug, clock the nails, clock my skirt. You better get into it. Clock the bag, clock the shoes. Now punch the clock, it's time to work. Work. I came to work. I'm here to work. I told y'all I was a professional. Work. I came to work. I'm here to work. See, I am a professional.
professional.
Music make you lose control. Music make you lose control.
Cute face, chubby waist, thick legs in shape, rump shaking both ways, make you do a double take. Planet rocker, showstopper, flow popper, head knocker.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, watch me. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy. Level up, 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 level up. All this on me so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. No, you want this yummy, yummy all in your tummy.
Hey, pull up to Coachella, and boost with the ghost feathers. I brought the squad with me, black on black bandanas. You say it's champagne, I did the damn thing. Dirty Diana, singing and dancing all in the rain. Ooh, I just wanna have a good time. Turn around, kick inside, and twirl that ass to the right now. Ooh, funny hop, drop, up, cross your legs, turn around and clap. Shuffle to the left, let's glide now. Ooh, drop it down low, 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 low to the floor. Bring it up, Captain Roll. Step on them, step on them, step on them, step on them, kick on them, something you step. Swag the right, serve the left, work the middle till it hurt a little.
Like a river, 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 like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river.
How do we fall in love? Harder than a bullet could hit ya. How do we fall apart? Faster than a hairpin trigger. Don't you say, don't you say it. Don't say, don't you say it. One breath, it'll just break it. So shut your mouth and run me like a river.
Shut your mouth, baby, stand and deliver. Holy hands, pulling, make me a sinner. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Choke this love till the veins start to shiver. One last breath till the tears start to wither. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river.
Tales of an endless ride. Cursed is a fool who's willing. Can't change the way we are. One kiss away from killing. Don't you say, don't you say it. Don't say, don't you say it. One breath, it'll just break it. So shut your mouth and run me like a river.
Shut your mouth, baby, stand and deliver. Holy hands, pulling, make me a sinner. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river. Choke this love till the veins start to shiver. One last breath till the tears start to wither. Like a river, like a river. Shut your mouth and run me like a river.
All right, thank you. All right, let's give them another round of applause. The Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission proudly honors the 52nd anniversary of the Poor People's Campaign to gain economic justice for poor people in the United States. The Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is a division of the Arkansas Department of Education. At this time, we're pleased to welcome Ms. Juliana Grantham for commemorative remarks.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Julie, and I'm really happy to be out here today. So, we are 38 days away from determining the next 4 years. So, you have heard time and time again that there's no other election like 2020 election. In 2016, only 58% of registered U.S. voters voted. We have got to raise those statistics, and I am here to encourage all of you to get out to vote. You vote to elect the person you'd like to make a difference. If you like certain leaders and dislike others, it is your power to get them out by voting. Get acquainted with what you care about. Is it healthcare, climate change, basic human rights? You want to vote for issues and a candidate who is most in alignment with your values so that you can vote out the ones that aren't. And you have several options. Excuse me. So you have several options. I strongly advocate for early voting, which is Monday, October 19th. You can also mail in your ballot, but you have to be sure that you read the instructions thoroughly or your vote will not count. Or you can go straight to the polls on Tuesday, November 3rd. And it's hard to be heard if you don't speak up. And you can't tell somebody you care about them, but vote for someone who will hurt them. Your vote not only impacts your life, but it strongly impacts the lives of the vulnerable and the oppressed populations. I encourage you all to show up. Show up for the ones you love, and show up to the polls this upcoming election. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Juliana.
Again, please like us on Facebook and don't forget to tag us in all of your photos. I'm Tiffany Pettis with the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. The Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission proudly honors the 52nd anniversary of the Poor People's Campaign to gain economic justice for poor people in the United States. It was organized by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the Southern Christian Leadership Conference and carried out under the leadership of Ralph Abernathy in the wake of Dr. King's assassination on April 4th, 1968. The Poor People's Campaign requested the ability of people to play a truly significant role in the government. And I quote the words of Dr. King, "We call upon the everyday citizen, young and old alike, to opt in, stand for office in order to secure support through taxes and legislation for health, education, housing, reform, and regulation of banks and corporations. And what better way can we play a significant role in government than by exercising our right to vote?"
The Poor People's Campaign demanded economic and human rights for poor Americans of diverse backgrounds. After presenting an organized set of demands to Congress and executive agencies, participants set up a 3,000-person protest camp on the Washington Mall where they stayed for 6 weeks in the spring of 1968. The Poor People's Campaign was motivated by a desire for economic justice, the idea that all people should have what they need to live. We would like to thank our partners today who serve diverse populations. We'd like to thank Mosaic Church, Vine and Village, Rock Region Metro, the Arkansas Division of Workforce Services, hosting a drive-through job fair today, and of course our media partners, Power 92, the Praise Network, and the legendary KOKY and Feed First USA. Let's give them all a round of applause. At this time, please welcome Ms. Diane Curry, President of the Little Rock branch of the NAACP.
Good afternoon. I am Diane Curry, President of the Little Rock branch, NAACP. Guys, it is important this year. Can y'all hear me okay? I think I'm out of breath after walking up that walk. But I'm just saying greetings. Today and this month in 2020, in November, is one of the most important dates we have. I would be remiss if I didn't state the concern that we have about injustices in our communities. And that's true, especially with what happened with Breonna Taylor's case thus far. We have to pull together as a community and fight for the common causes. But first of all, young people, I won't say old people, but I'll say seasoned people. We got to make sure we're registered to vote. If you're not registered to vote, you can go over to the NAACP table right over here. We have all of the online opportunities for you. You can sign up, take a paper, we'll make sure you turn it in. Every vote counts, guys. Because if you don't vote, guess what? You get what you don't want. So I encourage each one of you to make sure that you're registered, your parents are registered, your grandparents. Make sure that you go early vote. Do y'all know when early vote starts? Early vote starts October 19th. Can y'all repeat? October 19th. Go and early vote. I want to share at least one site that you can go to right now, and you can find out where all of your polling places are. And that's our Pulaski County site, www.pulaskiclerk.com elections. You can go to that site. It will give you all of the polling sites for early vote. It will also let you know what districts you are from school board. Guys, we have a school board election this year for the first time in 5.5 years. Do you know who your representative would be? Guys, you need to check that out because that's important. Those zones were redrawn. So I encourage you to go to your www.pulaskiclerk.com. It will give you all of the pertinent information on why and where you should go vote and what position, who your representative is, who your JP is, who your county clerk, your Pulaski County Sheriff, all of the different important areas that you need to know. Thank you so much. Join the NAACP Little Rock. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Curry, we thank you. We have a special presentation for you, Ms. Curry. On behalf of Executive Director DuShun Scarbrough, we'd like to present you with this token. On behalf of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission and our Executive Director, Mr. DuShun Scarbrough, we'd like to present you with this flag of appreciation. All right, working with more than one hand here, got a multitask. We'd like to present you with this award of appreciation for all the work that you and the NAACP do here in Little Rock and the state of Arkansas.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. I can't take this award by myself. I want to recognize members of the NAACP that are present. Can you hold your hands up? Guys, we've had about a 40% increase in membership. And I'm thankful to all of my team members. I cannot take the credit. It's a team effort. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ms. Curry. Commemorating the 52nd anniversary of the Poor People's Campaign, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "The solution to poverty is to abolish it directly by a now widely discussed measure, the guaranteed income." We're likely to find that the problems of housing and education, instead of preceding the elimination of poverty, will themselves be effective if poverty is first abolished. Access to land was one of the 5 original calls of the Economic Bill of Rights presented by the Poor People's Campaign of 1968. Home ownership is a big part of the American dream to build equity and financial stability. Please welcome the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission's own Walter Washington for a presentation on how you can turn your dream of becoming a homeowner into a reality.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon at this point. My name is Walter Washington, and I'm an advocate for home ownership and everything that's involved with community development through affordable housing, neighborhood revitalization, and first-time home ownership. So before I jump into that, I want to give you a kind of a case study, so to speak. This is a real-life scenario that we can kind of all relate to, and it may be something you're familiar with. In 2015, Rick Ross released a free mixtape that included samples from many famous songs, including 50 Cent's In the Club. Now, this was just 50 Cent's song where Rick Ross was rapping over the instrumentals and hyping up his upcoming album. Well, 50 Cent didn't take too kindly to this. So in typical 50 Cent fashion, he sued Rick Ross. Well, however, the problem is that when he sued him, he was claiming that the unauthorized use of his name and voice violated his right to publicity under Connecticut common law. The only issue is that 50 Cent's agreement with his former record label, Shady Records and Aftermath Records, he didn't own a copyright interest in that track and could not sue for copyright infringement. Therefore, the court granted Rick Ross's motion for summary judgment, finding that 50 Cent had surrendered his publicity rights through the recording agreement, and therefore that right of publicity claim was forfeited. Now you're asking yourself, what does this have to do with community development through neighborhood revitalization, affordable housing, and first-time homeownership? Well, it mainly has to do with ownership in this case. Mainly because ownership, or the lack thereof, controls much of what you can and what you cannot do with something. Take community development, for example. It is a process or a concept where people work together on building the community as a whole. This could be a community where you live, where you work, where you shop, or a mixture of them all. Just imagine the amount of flexibility you can have when you have ownership of something in a community versus not having ownership. Ownership has its advantages when affecting positive changes throughout the community. But no matter the level of ownership you may have in the community, you can still play a huge role in neighborhood revitalization. The goal of neighborhood revitalization is to improve communities in a way that makes a lasting impact on the quality of the life of its residents. Start by working locally with residents and community leaders and organizations to best address real concerns and improve the lives of the people who live in the neighborhood. Get involved as early and as often as possible. There are some easy ways that you can help, such as neighborhood cleanups, checking in with your neighbors, reporting issues to your city departments by contacting 311, helping your local schools, and more. Because strong neighborhoods are a foundation to a strong society. A society that echoes the message of the Poor People's Campaign, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and many others to this day demand economic and human rights for poor Americans of diverse backgrounds, a message that is motivated by a desire for economic justice. The idea that all people should have what they need to live, and at the same time, the cost of basic needs like housing, healthcare, and education have risen dramatically. And over the past 30 years, rents have gone up faster than the income in nearly every urban area of the country. In 2016, there was no state or county in the nation where someone earning the federal minimum wage could afford a 2-bedroom apartment in market rent. And only 1 in 4 of those eligible to receive federal housing assistance actually do so. Now, this has caused a structural housing crisis here in the country with 2.5 to 3.5 million people who are living in shelters, transitional housing centers, and tent cities, which is why our conversation needs to transition to the importance of affordable housing. Affordable housing has a major part in community development and neighborhood revitalization, especially since individuals and families thrive when they have a safe and stable home and a safe and stable community. Obtaining affordable housing can be a challenge for most of us. Across Arkansas, there is a shortage of rental homes affordable and available to extremely low-income households whose households are at or below the poverty guideline of 30% of their area median income. Many of these households are severely cost-burdened, spending more than half of their income on housing. Severely cost-burdened poor households are more than likely than other renters to sacrifice other necessities like healthy food and health care to pay the rent and to experience unstable housing situations like evictions. So how do we solve this problem? Well, one way is that we advocate for affordable home ownership as a key to family stability and a proven means for providing communities and families with long-term benefits, including better health outcomes, higher educational attainment, equity building, and civic engagement. And this rolls right into my final point about first-time home ownership, which is very well possible even for extremely low-income households. Throughout Arkansas, there are a plethora of household programs that make purchasing a home more affordable for low to moderate income families and individuals. And these programs are available through city, county, state, and nonprofit agencies alike. Remember what we talked about earlier when 50 Cent sued Rick Ross. Well, since 50 Cent did not own a copyright interest in the song, he could not claim that the unauthorized use of his name and voice violated his right to publicity. Much of the same can be said when comparing renting versus owning. Much of the same, I say, can be said when comparing renting versus owning. And as a renter, you may have a place to stay, but it is not yours to call your own. And with so much going on with social and economic injustice, owning a home is a great way to fight those injustices. Home ownership can offer a sense of stability, belonging to a community, and pride of ownership, along with tax deductions and equity. This is something I want you to keep in mind today, that owning a home is the #1 way most Americans build wealth, and the average net worth of a homeowner is much larger than that of a renter. And with so many methods available to develop the community through neighborhood revitalization, affordable housing, and first-time home ownership, it can be sometimes difficult to decide which methods to use. But this should be something that you decide what others choose so that together we can make a bigger impact in combating injustices. As an advocate for, along with many, I stand with you for your success, and I thank you for listening.
All right, let's give Walter Washington with the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission another hand. And he is a realtor, so for all your home buying needs, you can check with Walter right here today. Dr. King, these are his words. We're coming to Washington in a poor people's campaign. I was in Marks, Mississippi the other day, which is in Quitman County, the poorest county in the United States. And I tell you, I saw hundreds of black boys and black girls walking the streets with no shoes to wear. He decided he wanted the Poor People's Campaign to start in Marks, Mississippi because of the intense and visible economic disparity he'd seen there. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. announced the Poor People's Campaign in November of 1967, seeking a middle ground between riots on the one hand and timid supplications for justice on the other hand. Dr. King planned for an initial group of 2,000 poor people to descend on Washington, D.C. to meet with government officials to demand jobs, unemployment insurance, a fair minimum wage, and education for poor adults and children designed to improve their self-image and self-esteem. Again, the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission observes the 52nd anniversary of the Poor People's Campaign. And again, we'd like for you to take advantage of all of our vendors that we have present here today. Pine and Village, make sure you get a fresh box, get registered to vote, and find out about membership with the NAACP. And also, if you haven't had a chance to fill out your census paperwork, please take an opportunity to do so. The Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission is pleased to present at this time the 2020 Lead Volunteer of the Year, Kid Kobe, for our special performance. Let's give him a round of applause.
Yeah, Kid Kobe!
I remember when I was broke. And no money praying for hope. Yeah. Lying to people saying okay. Don't worry, I got some time to work. Yeah. I got something I wanna say. Really ain't even in my place. No. I'm from Arkansas on my way. I'm from Arkansas on my way. Yeah. It's funny that you said that, cause I'm going up. Talking about family loyalty, no what's up. I said today, I don't see that. Pray until they come to your head, click that. My name is the truth, don't forget that. Oh man, I really was the point that I'm seriously done with all this chit chat. First of all, some of y'all said that I could rap. Now I'm put it in a song, what's the talk about? Normally sit back and be a quiet one. Now I'm standing up, and I'm speaking up. I know y'all expect this, that's why y'all suck. I remember when I was broke, and I don't want to be praying for hope, yeah. Lying to people saying okay. So I got some time to grow, yeah. I got something I wanna say, but it ain't even in my place, no. I'm from Arkansas on my way. I'm from Arkansas on my way, yeah.
I've got some good news. Comedian Joe Torre and Yo-Yo will be taking pictures after they speak, after the event. So if you hang around, you can get a picture. So just wanted to let everyone know that. But at this time, I am proud to present, one more time. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, Mosaic Church, Vine and Village, all of our partners today coming out to help us feed first. Thank you so much to the Arkansas Division of Workforce Services, our media partners, Power 92 Jams, KOKY, the legendary KOKY, and the Praise Network. Thank you so much for supporting the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. We are a division of the Arkansas Department of Education. Well, at this time, I am pleased to bring out a gentleman who is healing the world one joke at a time. Please welcome comedian Nate Williams to introduce our special guest.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing okay? Come on, give me some energy. Everybody doing okay? Give me some energy. Everybody doing okay? All right, that's what I'm talking about. Let me. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take this mask off. Now y'all can hear me. Everybody doing okay? All right, I got the privilege and the honor to introduce my fraternity brother, Mr. Joe Torre. Y'all might have heard of him. He's all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. He's been the host of Def Comedy Jam. You've seen him in movies such as Poetic Justice, From the Hood, and Sprung. Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. Give it up. You're clapping right now. You're clapping right now. Mr. Joe Torre.
Yeah. We got Big Brother Joe Torre in the building, but he got an extra special guest coming to the stage, y'all. She's on another hip hop. She's an ambassador in the community. I mean, she means so much. She's an inspiration to boys and girls and young women across the country. I mean, she founded the Yo-Yo School of Hip Hop. She's a phenomenal sister. Yo sister, y'all give it up for Yo-Yo. And also, before I do that, before we get started with them, I gotta give DuShun Scarbrough, the commissioner, the president of the Martin Luther King Foundation. Y'all give this brother a round of applause. Come bring us out here. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? DJ, let's go. Check it out. Check. Whoa! Yeah, I don't think this is loud enough. What about this? DJ, check. To the mic up. Can y'all hear me out there? What? Hey! He was in the house, y'all. He was in the house. Bro, let's see the girls out there. All right. The rest of the whole divine nine out there. I know y'all out there celebrating. Hey. We got some super stadiums. Stadium 5, super camel gold. Top out the house. 6 o'clock. 8-5, 5, 6. See the girls up there knocking right now. I know the stadium, y'all out there. They got the girls, we coming. What? Let's get it off right. Yes. This was our introduction. How you doing? You got the church with us. Got all y'all good people. Got our little appreciated that was up here. And we got the lady, the queen. Yes, all my ladies, make some noise. Yes. Queen, I saw you out there taking pictures with those beautiful little queens out there.
I love it. I love the shirts, the vote. I'm thankful that they invited us out for this wonderful event to promote the vote. It's so necessary.
Right.
It's so necessary. It's so great to see all of the community coming out and supporting the Promote to Vote. Honoring 55 years of the right to vote. How about that? 55 years, not long ago, right?
Right.
55 years, just think about that. ago, blacks did not have the right to vote.
Can you believe that?
Can you believe that? 55 years ago. Shout out to Joe Torrey. This is his birthday weekend. And Monday he'll be 55.
I'll be 55 on Monday. Where my Libras at? They're Libra love right there. Libra love. I know some of y'all probably had your birthday. You go Virgos and
Leos.
Black people like you to go through their whole sign. You know what I'm saying? You don't say that sign ain't bad. What Pisces that? Pisces people.
All right, Aquarius. We see you.
Sagittarius. Aquarius. Gemini.
Capricorns.
There you go. Cancer, where the Cancer's at?
Gemini, what do you about the Geminis?
We get all of them. Can we get all of them? I think we got them. I said Scorpio. I said Pisces. You got a mask on. You don't have earbuds. You should be able to hear it. It's a mask. Not earbuds. And Taurus. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nappy Afro. I'm sorry. Oh, that's a new style. My bad. I ain't got no hair, so you're doing way better than me. I done fried all my hair out. I grew up them kitchen curls. The kitchen curls. Slide, them, lay it down, put that Vaseline on the side, fry your hair too long, the S curls. I come up in the S curl days. Right. And now I ain't got no curls. I ain't got no hair. I look like him right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a beat up knuckle. Old bad peanuts. A corn on somebody's bad foot. That's what I look like now. I ain't taking my hat off right now, though. I'm not. Take it off. No. Let the wind blow through my hair. I'll show you a little piece later. I don't have that poetic justice here no more. Where I was brushing my hair. That's all gone. I done brushed it out on the side. Right. I don't have. Now I got Tupac's hair. He was bald head. We changed styles. Yo, Ski.
I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
Now,
I like it natural.
You like it natural? Now, Tupac was here. He'd be at the same event trying to put the word out because it's promote the vote. You know what I'm saying? It's all about vote. And I'm glad you kids are here because it's planting in your soul right now that when you become the age to vote, you know what I'm saying? You get of age. It's just not about driving a car or getting your own house. It's about taking responsibility for the next generation.
That's right.
And the next generation and the next generation. Because we couldn't have rallies back when they was trying to vote. Trying to rock the vote back in the day. You had an event like this, you got dogs sicked on you, you got water put on you. You couldn't stand around and talk about your rights or nothing like that. You had to count jelly beans in a jar. Yeah. You believe that? How many jelly beans in a jar?
It's important on all levels. A lot of people think we're just voting for the next president.
Nope.
We are voting on all levels, state levels, city levels, the Board of Education, for the police. We are voting on all levels.
Yes.
And it is so important that I think it's important now, more now than ever, to get out and vote because we have so many people around the world protesting and talking about change, changing the situation. We have so many people. My dad has been calling me because he knows about speaking, want me to talk about the veterans' rights. It's a great opportunity to vote. A lot of people who have been there 55 years ago who didn't have the right are really up and roar about everything that's going on. And the only way you can make change is you have to go out and vote. And not just for presidents or, just think about every level. Congress, state levels, your state representatives. You living in a dirty town and they're not cleaning up on the side of the highway, vote them out. You keep driving through your community and it's just, they keep begging for your vote and everything is just filthy and nasty and dirty. Vote them out.
There it is.
They don't get your vote anymore.
There it is. For real. Because you got that power. You can vote how many Popeye's chickens you want in your community. That's for real. You ain't got to stand in line and wait for the new sandwich. You know what I'm saying? There's so many things. How many car washes, how many church, how many business you can have. It's you control your own community, not just the White House. It's what you don't have to leave your own community for to go somewhere else. The whole thing is to try to leave all your money in your community so you can give it back and you can grow and you can plant seeds and you ain't got to go nowhere else and say, man, I want to get out of my community. No, I want to make my community better. And that's the whole point of all of this right now.
So you'll be able to say, man, because I live in LA, but I still have a house in St. Louis. I'm from St. Louis, the murder capital.
Hey, we gotta change that. We gonna vote that out. We gonna vote the voters
But I
out.
still go back and back to my community, and I go back and I let them know I'm an example of that community. I came from the worst place, but I support the black businesses. I support the get out and vote. I support whatever goes down, because the fact that, you know, I'm a community builder, and I know that I was one of them kids out there one time wanting to get on stage, wanting to have the opportunity for freedom, wanting to use all the laws, just being able to read and write, just education. It ain't just about this, it's that so many been doing so much for so long, for us to be in this environment right now, and just for the backbones of my ancestors, I would be the most powerful person I could be.
You know what? On that note, when it comes to education, make sure you find out who's running for the Board of Education in your community.
There it is.
Find out who's running on the Board of Education, especially in the inner city.
Yes.
Because we are getting tired of our kids not learning.
Exactly.
Not having a higher education. We are getting tired of them just pacifying us and just sending us on our way.
Thank you.
Complaining that they're not sitting still, but really not getting their attention.
Really?
Calling you every day, bugging you about your child, and it's because your child is probably not in the right program or not getting the right attention. So all of that starts with you. It starts with you. You have the right to bring in better teachers in your community.
Yes, you can.
You can rid of the old and get with the new.
Change that curriculum.
Yes.
I took my son out of private school because I was like, they weren't even teaching Black History, not even Black History Month. Man, what you talking about? You don't think that we have nothing to offer to history when we never did and it ain't being taught? So you have the power to do that, to make sure that things you're not going to use, that I learned stuff way back in the day I ain't used yet. You waste my brain cells on that, and you could have taught me something on starting my business or starting on one of my ancestors that created so much to give back. So many inventors and so many creators out there that we don't know about, that would inspire your child to know about and to be a better student and to be a better person in life, that you have the power to change that curriculum. So you don't have to read the same books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't have the tutoring, the programs. You have the power to change that with the legislation, with the private vote, to go down and say, this is what we want. This is what my kids should be taught. I shouldn't have to spend private school money for A or Harvard school education. Because it's the same. It's in a book, and we should be able to have it accessible to everybody.
And when you study who's running, educate yourself on who's running for what position, you feel more empowered. We're talking about empowerment. You feel more empowered when you know you have had a say-so in what's going on. I think you're bitter, and the bitterness comes in when you feel like you don't have a say-so.
Exactly.
Get involved, and I think it's a conversation, a coffee table conversation. I think it's a dinner or a breakfast conversation that you start early with your kids. I don't think we really talk politics at the table until
when Obama was in office.
Right, exactly. I mean, you really started talking about politics at the table, and I think more now than ever, it is a conversation that you should start with your child, and you don't have to know everything. You can start off small, not knowing anything, but create the conversation.
Yes.
Who's running in your town? What are they talking about? Is it the same old, how long have they been in? And have they done anything?
If you're riding around an old neighborhood, an old park or something, you're like, I wish they changed that. Why does it look like this? Why do I gotta see that? That's their job. The city council who's on that neighborhood, that's the power. That's what you don't
That's
vote.
right.
It's your vote.
Yeah, and they vote the librarians in too. Did you know you vote the library for the libraries? That's a vote as well. So the library don't have the right books.
Hey, when I grew up, they had the bookmobile. It used to come by the block on Saturday. All you had to do was go to the corner and check out your book. You come back next Saturday, check out another book. What about that program? You know what I'm saying? The library came to you. And it was your choice. You got to just walk up the street. The candy store is right next to the bookmobile. Get your book.
That's
and
right.
get some candy.
So promote the vote is to get with what you want.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why we're here. We got 2 planes to get here. 2 planes, trains, and automobiles. Little Rock ain't the easiest place. Ain't got no direct flight unless you're on Spirit, and we ain't doing that one.
Oh, leave Spirit alone.
Yeah,
Oh, leave Spirit alone.
You realize Spirit.
Oh, no,
See if
no,
you get here.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
Right there. You talk about something.
But Bookie can.
You won't have no Spirit by the time you get here. But no, but we really mean this, and in case you don't know, we just ain't here talking. You can Google me. I'm Joe Torrey, baby. I've been around for the last 30-something years. Been with the Davis and the Greatest and worked with all of them. Michael Jackson and Will Smith and Crazy. God loves them! But I still come back to the community because that's where we all came from. We all got to get back. And I bring all that knowledge back to my people because, hey, without our knowledge, we will cease to exist. Without you seeing that somebody like you does that and can do that, and I am I got doctorate. I got a mass communication journalism broadcasting scholarship degree at the University of HBC. I went there on a football wrestling scholarship. You know what I'm saying? I got a kickoff team. I got to fight with the coach. We're gonna talk about that. Anyway, I thought I was gonna play with the Raiders, but in my heart, there's always been a comedian. And I promised God, I said, God, if you give me all my dreams, if you let me be who I said I was going to be, I will always be able to give back, show light in the community. As long as you give me breath every day, if the most of it is just to be a reflection of you, then my job is done. You know what I'm saying? So I know I know I was supposed to do some comedy, but she's doing some comedy, and I'm going to do a rap. We're going to flip this up a little bit, because she got the rap skills ready to go. But she got some kind of
Right. My name is Yo-Yo. I like to feel so swift, it's got to be a gift. So let the beat lift as I rip it round and rap the chapel. We ain't a doctor. I like to rock my mic. Oh, yeah.
And you know, I came over to vote. I came over to rap.
A voting rap. Okay.
Can you do improv?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I tell you what, I'll say, see up here, we practice do the freestyle.
All right.
Okay? And y'all gotta help us out. It's like V-O-T-E. Grab somebody and vote with me. Say V-O-T-E. Grab somebody and vote with me. Say V-O-T-E. Vote and spells victory. Go V-O-T-E. Grab somebody and vote with me. I'll take it. I'm a pastor, yeah, we got him, yo. I'm in the TikTok, so give him a rap. Tupac, vote with me, Tupac, vote with me, I said V-O-T-E, vote with me, take your family and your friends to rock, just to get out and, all right, I ain't done the flesh. And for those who don't know, I represent the Intelligent Black Women's Coalition, the Yo-Yo School of Hip Hop. Yes, we do.
I teach kids how to turn A's, how to write better, how to get A's in English through hip hop. And I know we're voting, but I just want to, since we have so many people, can I just do one little?
Yeah, I love it.
Can I just do one with you guys? All right, so the formula to writing. Formula to writing, okay?
Little kids, they get little young ones on the front.
The formula to writing, everybody know what I said? Let me say the formula to writing. The formula to writing is you make a statement and you back it up. You make a statement and you back it up. You do what? You do what?
Make a statement.
You make a statement and you back it up. Ladies, you do what? Make a statement and you back it up. And how do you back it up? Statistics, examples, facts, then dab.
Yeah, here we go.
Okay. And that's what we're gonna do when we vote. We're gonna make a statement and back it up by voting. That's my formula to writing. And if you take that anywhere with you, writing helps you read, reading helps you write. Put it all together, and that's just my formula. Yo-Yo School of Hip Hop. Formula. You make a statement and you make a statement. I got some cash in my pocket. You got some cash? I got some cash. Are we not giving away cash right now? We are going to give away some cash, right? I think you make a statement and you back it up. You make a statement and you do what? You do what? You make a statement and you back it up.
So if you say I am beautiful, back it up by your ass. Back it up. Back it up. And you back it up? But I am beautiful. I back it up. By being smart and doing my stuff. This is good. Mom and Dad is staying on Zoom and staying
What's your name? What's your name? Elena. You can't wait to vote, right? Why would you want to vote? Why would anyone want to vote?
Say it again, say that. To make a difference.
To make a difference? Why would you want to vote?
To have better.
I love it. Why would you want to vote?
No.
Why would you want to vote? To make a difference. Why would you want to vote?
Why do you want to vote?
If you had a chance, what would you vote for?
Freedom. Freedom.
Equality. Freedom? I like that. What would you vote for?
See that?
What would you want to change?
More push pops. You want more push
If you can change one thing, what would you change? The racism? Okay, all right. Change the racism. I like that. What would you change? Anybody want to change anything? She'll change to have love.
Change to have love.
Love.
That's the best thing.
Anybody out there?
Because you love every day, every time you wake up.
You'll change what?
You feel love.
Change the justice system. I like that. And how old are you guys? How old are you? 15. How old are you? 6. 13.
6. Love it. 4.
How old?
8.
8. 12. 11. 7.
And 5.
Give our next generation a round of applause.
Y'all just make a difference right here. Just come up here and people see you guys. They're trying to see you because you're interested. You could be anywhere else on a Saturday, but you out here making a difference and being a part of somebody.
Yes, give it up.
Yes. This is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And just in case you don't know, I have a 26-year-old, I have a 17-year-old, 2 boys, and I have a 10-year-old little girl. Well, she's like pinching my butt. She's 10, but she's really 88. Drives me crazy. My first little girl. I'm saying I'm 55, I don't know what it is, but y'all know what it is. So I've been married 19 years, in case you don't know that, my wife, you know what I'm saying? I can see everything from popsicles to hot flashes. I'm going through it all. That's a real relationship now, you know what I'm saying? I gotta bring fans and all types of stuff in the room. That's what she gets for her birthday every day, a fan. The flowers and a fan today, baby. Thank you. Woo! Anyway, without further ado, do we have a check? We got a check? We got DuShun. You still.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage.
Yes, the commissioner. The reason why we're here today.
Yes.
Black man making a difference in honor of the Martin Luther King Foundation, man.
All right. How y'all doing?
DuShun Scarbrough.
Are y'all enjoying the program? Yeah! You ready to vote? Yeah! You ready to vote? Yeah! All right. Listen, we got some friends that have joined us on stage up here today, all the way from across the state, Kendrell College. Y'all give them a round of applause.
Kendrell College. Flown in all the way from across.
All right. One of my right hands who works in the office with me every day. I have an awesome team. Tiffany, raise your hand. Where's Tiffany? All right, Tiffany, better give a round of applause. Diana, where are you, Diana? Diana's acting like she's tired. She's not tired. Walter, where are you, Walter? There he is. Walter Washington, give a round of applause. Laura Brunson. Laura helps out every single day at the King Commission. We could not make this possible. And you know what? I got a surprise for you guys. Come on up front. You're not going to recognize you with a mask on. Y'all give it up for Channel 4, Channel 16, Alexis Wainwright!
Alexis! Come on, let's take the mask off. There you go. There he is.
All right, at this time, I'd like to take an opportunity to really say thank you for coming out. Voting is very important. We are recognizing the 55th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act. And it's truly important. There are individuals, our forefathers, who did not have an opportunity to vote. So to see the young people, to see you all out here assembled for one purpose, to exercise, to inspire, to encourage and empower. Voting is so important. To look at how many insurmountable obstacles that we have overcome and that we are here today to vote to make a difference. So thank you guys so much. At this time, I need you to help me recognize a couple people that have come across the state, across the United States, from Arkansas. I need you guys, everyone here in Arkansas, to help me give away the Arkansas Traveler to none other than Joe Torrey. Thank you very much. All right,
I thought I was going to get a key to the city so I could break in here and talk about that.
Not with the chief out there. We got a pretty good chief. He ain't breaking this thing. Where's the chief at? Chief!
Well, we got the key out here breaking. Thank you very much. I'll be back for my chicken sandwich.
All right, somebody else we want to recognize. A wonderful, wonderful young lady that has great programs. I look forward to working with her in the future across the state of Arkansas. I would like everyone to join me in a warm welcome for none other than Yolanda Yo-Yo Liquor. Thank you so much on behalf of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission for the difference you make in the women's lives that you change. Thank you for all that you do to empower women and our young people. Awesome. Oh, Yo-Yo gave me a kiss. Y'all got that on camera? Do it again. Do it again. Oh, I need a moment. All right. Yo-Yo. All right, thank you so much. Now, you guys to join me also. Something very near and dear, we're here partnering with the Mosaic Church. And something I realized, the Mosaic Church, they do wonderful things. They feed the less fortunate. They have programs, not only an awesome church, but I felt the diversity, the impact that they make here in the community is something that I really want to do when I thought about partying with them. So at this moment, please give Mosaic Church a round of applause. There are a couple friends I'd like to also recognize in the audience, but please, if I don't get everybody, all of you my friends, and I love you to death, but I have to recognize State Representative Joy Springer. All right. What am I getting?
James Brown is here, ladies and gentlemen. James Brown. I'm sorry, that's just not John's weird. James Brown is lead up in here.
All right. One of my key sponsors. One of my great sponsors and a great man for the state of Arkansas, Sheriff. Here he is. Also from Energy, and he's one of your bros. Yes, he's right here. I want you to get a picture with him right here. Mr. Jay Hartman, who's one of our sponsors for the program. Give him a round of applause. Jay Hartman. All right, did I see Tanya Hooks right here? No, I didn't see Tanya. Okay, all right. All right, y'all. That is Tanya. I saw Tanya. Hey, Tanya, I'll give her a round of applause. Tanya Hooks. Grandmaster Anderson. Now that is, I knew that. Who did that? Who did the whistle? That was awesome. Y'all do it for me again. Grandmaster Anderson! I didn't hear the whistle that time. All right, a new friend of ours, also Kevin Hunt and Miss LaShannon Spencer. Y'all give a round of applause to LaShannon. Okay, guys, at this time, I want to take the opportunity. Where's my good friend Sean Ross? I want him to help me here. Sean Ross, where are you? Come on, Sean Ross. Come on to the stage. Y'all give it up for thee.
Big Sean Ross. Big Sean Ross.
Sean Ross.
Yes. Big Sean Ross. In case y'all don't know. Yeah, get this problem. Sean Ross works for some of everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Different Fox, Master P, Romeo. And he's the real reason why Yo, myself is here, and the Q, she's a big supporter of DuShun, man. That back man right there, he stays in the background.
Let me give him space. Let me give him space. There we
But
go.
yeah, but he does a whole lot, man, without a hand clap.
I'd like to welcome to the stage representatives from City Connection. Could you please come up, please? Y'all give them a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, not only are we representing and recognizing the 55th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act, but we are also recognizing the 52nd anniversary of the Poor People's Campaign. Dr. Martin Luther King recognized the Poor People's Campaign many years ago. And it was a plank for social economic justice to make certain that everyone has equal rights and so on, and so many other things. But one of the things that we wanted to do by pushing the noble tenets of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was to recognize individuals and organizations that are out here helping the community, helping feed the community. So at this time, please join me as I present a check to City Connections for $500. Thank you so much for all that you do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Give City Connections a round of applause for all that they do in the community. All right, got my backup man. All right, next up, let's ask for one of my favorites. Feed First, please come to the stage. Yeah, Feed First. Feed First. All right, Feed First. We recognize the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, all that you do. Aren't they a good-looking group? So let me tell you a couple things about Feed First. We have partnered throughout the community on so many programs. And I really look forward to working with them here in the future and many other endeavors. Feed First will be also on Election Day. They will be assisting the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission in feeding the individuals that are voting and will be standing in those long lines. So congratulate Feed First as you see them in our upcoming days. On behalf of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, we thank you, we salute you, and we give you a check for $500 for all that you do in the community. Y'all better hurry and catch that. Look, Gwen on the way out already. Thank you so much for all that you do. Feed First. Y'all give them a round of applause. All right, another friend that I see in the audience, my good friend, Colonel Nate Todd. Y'all give him a round of applause. Colonel Nate Todd. Colonel's hiding behind that mask. I didn't know who he was for a second. All right, thank you so much, Colonel, for all that you do in the community. Thank you for all that you do. I really appreciate you. All right. Do we have representatives from Canvas Community? All right, give them a round of applause as they come up. All right, thank you so much for coming out. On behalf of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, we recognize you for all that you do in the community. Thank you so much for all that you do in working with the communities to make the impact, to be able to feed the less fortunate, to be able to help clothe the less fortunate. And we appreciate you following those noble tenets espoused by Dr. King and all that you do in all walks of life, promoting diversity and helping the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission promote social equality throughout the state of Arkansas. On behalf of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, I'd like to take this opportunity to present to you a check of $500 to Canvas Community. Thank you so much for all that you do. Guys, give them a round of applause. Canvas Community. Thank you so much. All right. Now, guys, before you leave, there's something I want everyone to say because we want to. I have two awesome people that have come in from a long way, and they are willing and ready to take pictures with you. We want to maintain social distancing, so I may ask that they stay on stage, and those who want to take pictures, you kind of formulate a line down here in some kind of way. I say it, what do you call it? Some kind of chaos, but good chaos, to be able to make sure that we can have a good line and everyone can take pictures. So Diana, if you would help me assist me with that, I appreciate it. A little bit about the next award and the final award that I want to give away. This is called the Mother Annie Abrams Award. Y'all give it up for the honorary Mother Annie Abrams. Is Mother Annie Abrams here? She's at the NAA. Y'all give her a round of applause. Yesterday was her birthday. Mother Annie Abrams. Tanisha, bring her to the stage for me. I want everybody to get a good look at her and give this wonderful, beautiful woman her flowers. Bring her to the stage. As I ask her to help me present this award.
All right, just to tell you a little bit about Mother Abrams' legacy. Mother Abrams is a mentor. She mentored the Little Rock Nine, and we're also celebrating the anniversary of the integration of Little Rock Central High School this weekend. And so it's always important to the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission to involve several generations in the work that we do. And so we stand on the shoulders of people like Mother Annie Abrams. And while, if you're my age and younger, you don't know what it's like to sit in the back of the bus. You don't know what it's like to go into a restaurant and ask for food, and they tell you you have to get your food in the back, or they break your plate when you leave. Or you go to a restroom and there's a colored sign. But people like Mother Annie Abrams, they experienced those type of things coming up, and they sacrificed so much so that my generations and these babies here in generations to come can have better. So let's give Mother Abrams a hand. She's a true legend.
Y'all give her a round of applause. Well, these microphones up here, let's wipe off the microphone before Miss Abrams says a few words. But I really wanted to, I'm glad she's here. I had an opportunity to visit, and everyone knows, anyone in leadership or Tanya, you're looking at you over there, Tanya, Colonel, y'all know when you get ready to take leadership positions, you don't take a leadership position without visiting Mother Annie Abrams' home, right?
Yeah, right.
George Springer. Yeah. So it's one of those opportunities that I was blessed with many years ago, coming back to Little Rock, Arkansas to take on the position of the Executive Director of the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission. But she sat me down, and boy, when you talk about somebody straightforward, I thought I was straightforward. Sat down, and I think I got my first whooping I had gotten in a long time. I did. I got a couple of them in it. Tongue whip, yeah, tongue whip. It was bad, but it was brutal. But you know what? I needed it because what she was trying to teach me was there was a lot of reality and there were a lot of expectations of this particular position. There were so many people that were, in so many words, that were really timed down and not wanting the community to go forward. And to go and sit down with her and come with a strategic plan, to have that mentorship, to be able to endure and move forward, it was very much appreciative, and I thank you so much for all that you've done for me. I know yesterday you were blessed and you had a birthday. Y'all give her a round of applause. Yesterday was her birthday. She turned 89 years young. 89 years young. Thank you so much. But at this time, before I give her this award, I want Miss Abrams to, as you know, I had to meet with her and talk to her and say, Mother Abrams, I want to give an award in your name. But when I give this award, there are certain criteria and there are certain expectations that one would have to have in order to receive this award. Is that right? So, I don't think I said it as intelligent or articulate, but that was pretty much what I said. But it came to terms of to give this award. She didn't want to necessarily have to give her approval, but she wanted to make sure that this particular person was honorary in these particular ways. And I want to let her tell you.
First thing, how many of y'all want to be 89? Well, I just have 11 years more and I'll be a century old. Say century, little ones down there, a century is 100 years old. How many want to be 100? One of the things is that when I was little, like those little children sitting down there, I only had heard of one woman to be 100 years old. I've been to 4 100-year-old birthday parties this past year. The reason why people are living longer to be 100 and 102 and 3 and 4 is they have had good health, that they had to raise it. They raised their pork. There were no stores. And so as a result of that, they also didn't have a chance to get an education. I never thought that I would be in a place in my service that the school district that produced me would be taken away, and the people who would be running it would be people from all over the state rather than Little Rock, Arkansas. One of the things that when you live a long time, you got a lot of memories. I remember when they were at the Supreme Court deciding about affirmative action. And what I did was, I helped raise the money to send a busload of boys and men's chaperones to be there and stand out in front of the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C.
All right, y'all give it a round of applause for that.
That was a piece of history to be there. Then the next one that was so important to me was to be at presidential inaugurals, that I had worked with them long before they became presidential candidates. That's what this is all about, politics, candidates. And I knew when Bill Clinton never dreamed he'd be president, he was getting an opportunity to just go over to the Capitol and be a page. How many know what a page is over at the Capitol? Hold your hand up. Okay, you see, you don't know. I am going to make sure that, Mr. Anderson, that you submit some names for the people who are on the ballot and those who have been on the ballot and still there. I want them to select some pages. I got to know a governor, and he told me the reason why he ended up being a governor and a congressman, he was a page. A page goes over there to the Capitol and take letters, messages, glasses of water to legislators. And when you're in the presence and can listen to the legislation that's being passed that's going to impact you, that's what I want to happen. The best birthday present that you can give me, and everybody here can give me a birthday present. I want you to be able on November the 4th.
Y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
Say that these are the people that are either registered, or I made sure they got to the voting place.
That's right.
But in the meantime, don't you vote for nobody you haven't found out what they plan to do when they get to the legislature over the Capitol.
Say that, all right.
And in Washington, D.C. It's too late. And I remember when I was there, when the third woman was placed on the Supreme Court. And I was standing there just like many other times. I was standing next to two senators from the state of Massachusetts. And when they voted for that third woman to be on the Supreme Court that's there now, and she'll be there for life, just like the one that just died. But I heard a senator from Massachusetts say to the other one from Massachusetts, he said when they announced, she's got it. He said, now we got 3 of them. I forgot who I was, where I was, standing there in the Capitol. I slapped him upside of his head and arm and said, Mister, let me tell you one thing. I worked so hard for you when you were running for president, but I'm so damn glad you lost, because what kind of president would you be if you gonna say, now we got 3 of them. Now, what keeps me going is a life motto. And I'm gonna say it, and then I'm gonna have you say it, and then I want you to adopt it. Service is the, wait just a minute, follow instructions. I'm gonna say it all the way through so you can soak it up. Yes, ma'am. Service is the rent you pay to stay on God's earth. When you see me out here doing service, I'm just paying some rent so I won't be evicted from heaven. All right, now you can repeat after. Service is the rent you pay to stay on God's earth. Because you don't want to be evicted from heaven.
Okay. All right, now give a round of applause. All right. At this time, Mother Abrams, I'd like for you to join me on stage as I present.
I'm here.
She is. As we welcome to the stage, the 2020 55th anniversary of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. For your tireless efforts, volunteerism, and support of continuing the philosophy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I would like to ask Miss O'Meara Beavers to come to the stage as 2020 Mother Annie Abrams Award recipient. Y'all give a round of applause. I've been keeping this summer all year. Look at you.
O'Meara? Yes, ma'am. O'Meara? Yes, ma'am. When you have taken a busload to Atlanta to be there for Coretta Scott King's funeral and know all of them, and then go to the museum, the Martin Luther King Museum, where Martin grew up in the house. This is what made me be the woman that I am, having history. So at my house, 1925 Wood, I dedicated that house as a library and a museum. And that house has things that nobody else has. And they wrote my stuff in Washington, D.C., but I'll only give up some when the man that I was so proud to be there for, that's Barack Obama. When he opens his presidential center, I'll give him his stuff that I've been keeping. And that's what I want you to do. Come and become a volunteer sometime at my museum and library.
All right. Don't drop the mic in there. Just drop it. I got to pay for that. I thought she was going to drive it around. No. All right, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good day. Thanks for coming out to be a part of this wonderful event.
Congratulations, Amira, once again, and thank you, Mother Annie Abrams. Thank you all once again for coming out. We leave you with commemorative remarks and words of encouragement. I have a question. For the right to vote, how far would you go? How far would you walk? How much would you give for your children to vote? The answers in 1965 were, I would walk to the ends of the earth. I would give everything, even my life, as many did, for the right for future generations to vote. We are the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, a division of the Arkansas Department of Education. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you, Pulaski County Sheriff's Office, Mosaic Church, Vine and Village, Power 92, the Praise Network, KOKY, Arkansas Department of Human Services, and the Arkansas Division of Workforce Services. Please like us on Facebook to view photos and videos from today's events. Join us next Saturday. We'll be in downtown Little Rock, in the heart of the 9th Street District, on our turf, 906 Broadway, for the next Get Out to Vote, this time featuring Miss Vivica Fox. We are your Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, and as always, we're looking for volunteers. Call us up at 888-290-KING. I'm Tiffany Pettis with the Arkansas Martin Luther King Jr. Commission, and as always, we leave you with a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he says, I have come to see more and more that one of the most decisive steps that one can take is that little walk to the voting booth. That is an important step. Get out to vote. Have a good day. God bless.